Welcome to Notable Approvals. I am attorney Amanda Shaffer. Before I get to our case today, don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You're not watching this version. If you want to see a different version of this, I will be filming it live shortly after this. I have a new setup today, so I haven't yet figured out how to use the new microphone and stream on Instagram as well, but we're getting there. And if you find this video to be useful, hit that share button. Um, okay, so I'm really excited about this case today. It'll be quick um, because this case is not over, and normally I wait until the client gets their green card. But I felt this case was definitely worth mentioning, considering these clients started with our law firm before I became an attorney. So that's a long time. I've been an attorney since September 2012. These clients started with Aaron in 2011. So it's a husband and wife, natives and citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They got married in 1999, came to the US in 2000 on a visitor visa. They had 2 US citizen children. In 2012, that's when they came to us. They filed for asylum. It wasn't the best asylum claim in the world. Obviously, they were outside the 1-year filing deadline, but they wanted to file for cancellation of removal as a backup because they had been here for 10 years, and their son had. Now, normally, a lot of clients come to us with kids who have asthma, and asthma alone is generally not enough of a medical problem, because as kids get older, their asthma tends to dissipate. However, in this situation, the son had a particularly severe case of asthma where if they had to leave the country, then, and we didn't really know when it would get better. He was already, I think, 12 years old. Or no, he was about 10, I think, then. It was related to the climate. We had like specialists or experts write letters, and that were going to testify at the hearing. So there's definitely extreme hardship to the kids. The problem was they would be discriminated against. Also, back in Trinidad, the son wouldn't be able to get the health care because he wasn't a citizen. It was a decent cancellation of removal case when you looked at how severe the asthma was. But that's not what ended up happening in this case, and that's why we are here talking about it. So we did file for cancellation, and then after we filed and we were waiting for them to go to their individual hearing, there was a tragic accident. The other son, not the son who the hardship was based on both of the sons, but it was really based on the medical condition of the younger son. The older son was hit by a car driven by a teacher at his school and was killed. And we added all of that to the cancellation of removal case because now there was an additional hardship to the family, obviously dealing with the grief, especially the brother who also had the severe asthma. Now, I was not at these hearings back then. Aaron was. Obviously this was his case since he started it before I was here. And I don't know exactly what happened at court, but what I do know is that um, when it appears that DHS is not going to agree to cancellation and the judge isn't leaning towards yes, that could be one reason why you seek prosecutorial discretion. Another reason being, in this case, that the family just were grieving, and it would have been really difficult for them to testify. I mean, we submitted all the evidence of the accident and everything, but it would have been really difficult for them to testify Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I made one mistake about this case. They had one U.S. citizen son. That was the younger son. The son who was killed was actually on their case. He was a derivative, and that we actually had to have his case terminated. We actually had to have it officially terminated after he died. Um, so the you know it was, I think, if I remember correctly, it was just a lot for the family. So they ended up deciding, let's, uh, at the time they were offering prosecutorial discretion to administratively close the case, which, as a reminder, means that you do not have a future court hearing. However, you're still in removal proceedings. So it did allow them, as opposed to termination, if their case had been terminated, then to keep their work permit and renew it every 2 years. And they did have done so since 2012. And the idea was, okay, look, well, you know, the cancellation case isn't that strong. I mean, it's strong, but it's going to be really hard for them to testify and push through now because of what happened with their son. They actually say that a parent losing a child is the number one traumatic um, life event that can happen to a person. So we thought that was the best way to go about it. And the whole idea being, all right, when your US citizen son turns 21, even though I think by that time he was 12, it's going to be a while. Um, they did enter with a visa, so and they had no criminal history, so both of them would be able to be eligible to adjust their status. And that's exactly what we did. Last year, their son finally turned 21. We had it on the calendar. We immediately filed the I-130 for both parents. 10 months later, it was granted, um, which, seeing a case go on, or having this relationship with the clients for so long, is that much more meaningful. And why, normally I wait till the client has a green card because we're not done yet. They're going to get their green card. We just have to now file a request for prosecutorial discretion, um, that they join requests to join us on recalendering and dismissing the case so they can apply for their green card, which I suspect no problem with. And then we file for their green card, and most likely, if things just stay the same, their interview will be waived. Again, we file for their work permit, a new work permit and travel document. Their current work permit, once we terminate the case, will not be valid anymore. So they will file. It's all included with the fee, and hopefully the wait time won't be too long, and they'll get their green card finally after all these years. So I will have an update on this case, but that is all for now. Don't forget to like us on. Oh, I didn't even look what I did here before I go. Because if you're wondering how to contact me, I normally say we got our contact information scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Now we do. Um, so if you have any questions or you need help with your case, our contact information is scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and YouTube, wherever you're watching. If you find this video to be helpful or know someone who may, go ahead and hit that share button. And we'll be back with more soon. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.